Welcome back to the Palacio de los Deportes in Mexico City for the 2015 FIBA Americas Championship Tournament. Game 2 of Day 3 is going to be between Canada and Cuba. We will be getting underway in just about 9.5 minutes. Craig Feda, Victor Mansur on the call as you get a look at Group B standings. Argentina on top at 2-0, Puerto Rico 1-1, Venezuela 1-0, Cuba 0-2, and Canada losing yesterday to Argentina. They are 0-1, looking for their first win here against the Cubans. Glad you can be with us wherever you're tuned in from around the Americas or around the world. We've had a great tournament so far, and we have every expectation that this game will be a good one as well. Canada in hemispheric play is ahead in its series against Cuba, 4-1. Cuba won its only game in the 1997 WBC qualifier. So it's been a long time since the Cubans have beaten the Canadians. The Canadians, on the other hand, don't want to say they necessarily looked overmatched yesterday against Argentina, but perhaps some of their younger players a little overwhelmed by stepping onto such a big stage. And Argentina, with their experience, was able to pull away down the stretch. Let's meet the Canadian team. They are designated the visitors in this one. Number 4, Philip Scrubb. Number 5, Corey Joseph. Number 6, Melvin Ejim. Number 7, Andrew Nicholson. Number 8, the reigning NBA Rookie of the Year, Andrew Wiggins. Number 9, Nick Stauskas. Number 10, the 2013 overall first pick in the NBA draft, Anthony Bennett. Number 11, Aaron Dornkamp. Number 12, Brady Heslip. Number 13, Kelly Olynyk. Number 14, Dwight Powell. And number 15, Robert Sacre. Team loaded with NBA talent, 9 NBA players for Team Canada. Let's check out the Cuban national team now. Number 4, Karol Guzman. Number 5, Osmel Oliva. Number 6, Javier Justiz. Number 7, Yasser Rodriguez. Number 9, Lisvan Valdez. Number 10, William Granda, the captain. Number 11, Uniskel Molina. Number 12, Juan Haiti. Number 13, Esteban Martinez. Number 14, Orestes Torres. Number 15, Yaciel Rivero. And number 16, Yoel Cubilla. About 6.5 minutes from tip-off here. The teams are on the floor. Canada the visitors in this one. Cuba the home team. Canada wearing solid red. Cuba wearing light blue. Let's listen into the anthems now. Canada's national anthem will be first as they are designated the visiting team. Once again, welcome into the Palacio de los Deportes in Mexico City for the 2015 FIBA Americas Championship Tournament. Our second game of the day, this one between Canada and Cuba. Craig Feda and Victor Mansur on the call, and both of these teams Winless heading into this game, Canada at 0-1, Cuba at 0-2. You'd have to think that the Canadians would be heavily favored in this one, but don't underestimate Cuba. They've got some athletes on there, and they don't want to embarrass themselves internationally.
Absolutely right, my friend. And if you're Cuba, a couple of things that you have got to do. You do not want to get into the up and running with Canada. You want to keep a slow half-court game. Keep the possession as much as you can. Don't trade basket with Canada because Canada just has too much firepower on their roster.
Now you got to look at our game officials: Reynaldo Mercedes, Anthony Jordan, and Alejandro Sanchez. There you look up and down the Team Canada roster, and you're tuning in for the first time. You think, boy, some of those names look familiar. Well, they should. 9 of them on NBA rosters. Several of them stars. Andrew Wiggins, the reigning NBA Rookie of the Year, averaged 16.9 points in his rookie campaign for the Timberwolves. Anthony Bennett, the fine point guard, or rather power forward for the T-Wolves. As you see the starters for Canada, Corey Joseph at point guard, Andrew Wiggins, Nick Stauskas from the Philadelphia 76ers, Anthony Bennett, and Kelly Olynyk. He averaged 10.3 points per game for the Boston Celtics. And there's Jay Triano, the fine head coach for Team Canada.
As you mentioned, Canada stacked up with NBA talent, as well as in the bench, Jay Triano, former head coach for the Toronto Raptors, now a current assistant coach for the Portland Trail Blazers. And just right beside us, courtside, we have two-time NBA MVP and now manager of this Canadian team, Mr. Steve Nash.
Steve Nash, the general manager for Team Canada basketball, so all sorts of basketball royalty affiliated with Canada. Got to look up and down the Team Cuba roster. There's their starters. Number 4, Carl Guzman. Osmel Oliva, the point guard. William Granda at forward. Yohan Haiti, the veteran on this team, at center. And Yasiel Riviero at power forward. He can just about jump out of the building. I'd have to get the exact height of this building, but he's one of those guys who, if he really took off, he might have to watch his head. Head coach of Cuba, Daniel Scott. And we are about a minute away from tip-off. Glad you can be with us wherever you're tuned in from, around the Americas or around the world. A big hello to my friends up in Canada watching on TSN, and everyone else around the world watching on livebasketball.tv. Glad you can be with us. After this one, 2 more games this evening. As you see Steve Nash in the background, sitting next to UC Richards, the FIBA Americas president. At 6 o'clock, it's Venezuela and Puerto Rico, and at 8:30 local time, the host nation, Mexico, taking on Brazil. And when Mexico played its opener against the Dominican Republic on Monday, it was absolutely rocking in here.
And right beside Mr. Steve Nash right there, as you see him, you have Rowan Barrett, also a GM for the Canadian team, former player, if I believe, in the 2000 Olympics. He was the captain of the Canadian team that played in the Sydney Olympics. As you see, Canada with the bright red uniforms. You gotta love those unis. And Cuba with the baby blue.
Ball's in the air, and Bennett wins the tip, and we are underway. I expect to see a fairly dominant effort by Canada here. I think they're going to come out, run their sets, show their athleticism, and play with a lot more confidence than they played with against Argentina. Olynyk can't get his shot to go, but there for the putback is Wiggins. Skies and puts it in with the right hand, and Canada with a 2-0 lead.
This is a good game for Canada to get their confidence. Even though they're full of NBA talent, they're still a very young team, and we saw that came to hunt them yesterday in the end of the game versus Argentina. So a good game for them to get into their flow, get some confidence, so they can keep getting better around this tournament.
Cuba turns it over. 3 from the corner by Stauskas. That rolls off. Rebound soared for and grabbed by Wiggins. Puts it in and scores. Andrew Wiggins will go to the free throw line. The foul on Johan Haiti. And Canada with a 4-0 lead out of the gate with a chance to make it 5.
If you're Cuba, you want to box out Mr. Wiggins. You don't want to be in a jumping contest with him because he will out-jump you.
Wiggins hits the free throw. And Canada with an early 5-0 lead. Guzman up top, guarded by Stauskas, 10 to shoot. Pops for the long 3 over Stauskas, no good. Rebound to Wiggins. Ahead to Joseph, zips the pass into Olynyk, kicks it into the corner for Stauskas, 3 on the way, that's short. Rebounded by Bennett. Canada with a fresh 14, now Olynyk from 16. He nets that one. Beautiful stroke by Kelly Olynyk, and Canada up by a touchdown.
Canada already showing all their athleticism, hitting the glass, and with 3 offensive rebounds, getting themselves into second opportunity to score.
Nice defense by Kelly Olynyk on the drive by Yasiel Rivero. He forced him out of bounds and over the baseline, and that's another turnover. And Cuba wants timeout already. Canada up 7-0, 8:18 to play in the first.
USA 119.
Se la meten. No me dio, pero oye, ahí, está metido aquí adentro. Ahora mismo, igual, mira. Oye, atiende. Te amagaron. Te fuiste. Como te vas a quedar aquí, te fuiste. Y mira la bola de uno. Aquí está ahí el rebote. Ahora, muevan la pelota. Muevan más la pelota. Pase. Y el rebote defensivo hay que cogerle. Se le están cogiendo todo el rebote. Hay que ir al rebote.
Back at the Palacio de los Deportes in Mexico City. First quarter action in the 2015 FIBA Americas Championship tournament between Canada and Cuba in Group B. Both teams looking for their first win. Olynyk to his left, handing it to Wiggins. Stop and go into the lane. He's bumped, loses the handle, and he's going to draw a foul. I believe that's going to be on Guzman. It is. That's his first. 2 team fouls on Cuba. Cuba has only managed 1 field goal attempt thus far, and that was a long 3-pointer.
Can't allow Andrew Wiggins to get speed and turn that corner. His right-hand take got into the key, got fouled.
Now Stauskas to Bennett. Back to Joseph, 5 to shoot. Oh, what a beautiful look by Joseph. Inside to Anthony Bennett, and it's a 9-0 lead for Team Canada.
And give Bennett also credit, knowing that the clock was winding down, caught it in the air and laid it in.
Thought he was just elevating for a shot, and he zipped that pass under there. Now, Haiti misses. That might have been partially blocked. Canada on the run. Stauskas in from the right side, lays it in. Canada pitching a shutout so far, 11-0. Wiggins has 5. Granda around the screen by Rivero, pops from 18. No, he had that blocked. Joseph ahead to Olynyk, draws the foul. And that's going to be on William Granda. His first. 3 team fouls on Cuba already. There's a look at that nice pass from Joseph to Bennett, and the reaction by Jay Triano. And the layup by Stauskas. And the block by Wiggins. Everything going Canada's way so far.
Canada just giving Cuba too much to handle, especially on the defensive side. They're too athletic. Cuba have got to get to their spots, have got to run their sets, especially set some good screens so they can try to get themselves open for a shot.
Olynyk hits both free throws, and it's 13-0 now. Rivero out to Guzman. Now a three on the way from Granda. That's no good. Rebound Stauskas.
But they ran their set and they got a clean look.
Here comes Joseph. Throws the alley-oop to Bennett. But he was fouled before he could really elevate toward the basket. That foul is going to be on Yasiel Rivero.
I'll tell you what, if Corey Joseph can play that pick and roll where he has a floater, he has Bennett rolling to the basket, but he also has Olenek stepping out for the shot, Canada can be very dangerous.
Bennett's three-pointer wouldn't go. Yasser Rodriguez on for Cuba now, got the rebound, and finally, Cuba gets a bucket. Yasiel Rivero, his first 2 points and the first 2 points of the game for Team Cuba at the 6:35 mark. Now Bennett spins his way into the lane, hangs and hits. He'll go to the free throw line.
And you appreciate this kid coming into this tournament. Definitely a great chance for him to get some more confidence, play international games, such a high-level tournament that as a young man, really important to experience.
The foul called on Yuan Haiti, his second. Bennett could not complete the three-point play, but it's a 15-2 lead for Canada. Now a three from the corner by Granda. That's good.
Oh, Canada fell asleep. Defensive transition after a free throw. You cannot allow somebody to be open.
Well, Cuba finally waking up a little bit. Now Wiggins, we're on the screen by Bennett. He shoots the three. That's off left side. That'll carry him out of bounds. It'll be Cuba basketball, and checking in now for Cuba is Javier Justiz. Rivero trying to find Guzman, but he hands it to Granda. Granda on the attack, into the corner for Guzman, but it goes through his hands and into the Canadian bench, so that'll be Canada ball. 5:38 to play first quarter. Joseph uses the screen by Bennett, up top to Olenek. He thought about the three, now drives the left side instead, runs into Yasiel Rivero, gets it back, takes him again, goes up strong, still won't go, rebounded by Wiggins. He goes up in traffic and lays it in off the glass. And he will go to the free throw line again. Strong move by the young man, Andrew Wiggins.
You like that he's attacking the glass. He's got a couple offensive rebounds, but just a beautiful move right there. Spin it one way to create some space and then spin the other way to go up and get a clear look at the basket.
Foul was on Javier Justiz. And a whistle on the missed free throw. I believe we're going to get a lane violation.
So Wiggins pretty much with your warm-up free throw. You get it back, see if you can convert this one.
Wiggins shot 76% from the free throw line in his rookie campaign with the Minnesota Timberwolves and connects there. So 18-5, the lead for Team Canada. Coming up on 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Granda around the screen by Justiz. Justiz gets it, fades away from 12 feet, no good. Rebound Wiggins. Wiggins up ahead to Stauskas. He leaves it for Bennett. No, that was Joseph, and he missed the inside shot. Wiggins with 8 points already and 5 rebounds. Now Rivero from in close scores. I believe they're going to get Olenek on the foul. Good work there by Yasiel Rivero. The foul indeed is on Kelly Olenek. Free throw up and in, and Rivero completes the three-point play. 18-8 in favor of Team Canada. Joseph
to
on the wing.
Baseline screen, try to post up Andrew Wiggins. That's what they do right here.
Wiggins turns. How does he make that shot? Are you kidding me? Wiggins turns, gets fouled by Yasser Rodriguez. Actually, they're going to give that to Granda, but I thought it was Rodriguez over on the rotation. Wiggins just flipped it up and it went in.
Wiggins, even though he can put some more pounds into his body so he can torture people down low, that time was able to do a nice little fake, get the hit, and the ability to finish under control.
Wiggins unable to complete the three-point play. Now Rivero misses from in close. Canada running again. They're up 20-8. That gets poked out of bounds by Guzman. It will remain with Canada. Now Lisvan Valdez checking in for Cuba as William Granda sits down.
You like the strategy here by Jay Triano, even though they're 6 minutes into the game, trying to get his team a rhythm. It's only their second game in the tournament, so let these guys figure the international competition out.
Joseph around the screen by Olynyk. Hesitation, bumped, gets it to Bennett underneath. He goes off the glass. The shot won't go, but he'll go to the free throw line.
Corey Joseph, kind of like with the little Steve Nash move, dribbling down the key, found Bennett with a nice bounce pass. Beautiful point guard view.
So Bennett to the free throw line. He was a 64% free throw shooter for the Timberwolves in 57 games. 21-8 in favor of Canada.
And again, that percentage sometimes comes with time, comes with experience, putting the reps in the gym. 64% last year, but definitely has the mechanics and the touch to get that percentage higher.
Definitely looks comfortable at the free throw line. Missed the second, and now Rivero hits the rim on the way up. Cuba has committed 8 fouls already. Canada just 1. That time Stauskas hits with the right hand. And Canada, thus far, blowing Cuba out of the gym. Of course, we saw in the last game, there was a 13-point lead in the first half. Panama came back on the Dominican Republic, so still a ton of basketball to be played. That foul was on Olynyk, his second. Now Torres on for Cuba. He played good minutes off the bench in their opener. Free throw rattles around and in for Lisvan Valdez. Valdez hits them both. And with 3:27 to play in this first quarter, Canada leads 23-10. Stauskas for 3. Rodriguez to Torres, lobs it inside to Justiz. Left-hand hook, back iron, no. Rebound to Nicholson. Now, Philip Scrubb's right-hand layup attempt won't go.
Took the step. Contact got him off balance. He still tried to scoop it up. Didn't get too lucky.
It's about the only thing that's gone wrong for Canada in this first quarter, missing a shot like that.
But if you're Canada, you forget the score. You keep on playing. Make sure you implement your philosophy, run your sets.
Especially with a loss already on the books. Rodriguez, 5 to shoot, into the lane, tries to get past Scrub. The defense helps out. And here comes Canada back the other way. Skip pass to Scrub. Scrub gives it to Powell at the left elbow. Back out to Stauskas. Now Bennett for 3. Beg your pardon, that was Wiggins. And that's circled out. Rebound Justiz. Wiggins with the steal off of the inbound pass. Scrub off the glass, and that's good. Nice defensive play by Wiggins. Gave it to Scrub. Wiggins with 10 points already.
Couple
and
of boards.
5 rebounds.
That's what you like to see from your main player. Early on, being aggressive.
Justiz on the drive. He gets fouled by Stauskas. That's his first. See the quick move by Justiz there, and Stauskas with the bump. There's the miss by Wiggins. Circles out. Justiz the rebound. He just went to flip it to Rodriguez, and Wiggins said, was it really that easy? Gave it to Scrub. His shot wasn't that easy, but he got it to go. And Canada leads by 15 early, 25-10, a minute 47 to play first quarter. Now the layup attempt by Valdez, blocked by Powell.
And you appreciate Powell. Yesterday he came from the bench, gave him great energy, rebounded the ball, ran the court, that time protecting the rim. You appreciate having a guy like that.
Torres misses the catch and shoot off of the inbound pass. Saved by Dornkamp, up ahead to Powell, and he lays it in with the right hand. Nice transition bucket there by Team Canada, 27-10.
Very agile for a big man.
Valdez up top, picked up by Scrub. Scrub goes around the screen, stays with him. Powell with another block. Heslip doesn't have numbers, so he pops the three. Bang!
Canada really playing to his strength right now. Powell with the block. Heslip with the three-pointer. For him, it's so easy. He just popped that three at no hesitation.
Canada has put up 30 points in this first period. They're up 30-10. Valdez pops from outside the top of the key. No good. Rebound. Careens out of bounds. It'll be Canada ball with 44.7 seconds on the game clock. CJ Triano calling the play there. Here comes Powell. Scrub goes around the screen, kicks it out to Nicholson into the corner now for Dornkamp. There's a three, no. Rebound Valdez. Torres trying to back down Nicholson. Nice move. Lost it out of bounds, though, and it's going to be Canada ball.
But once again, Mr. Powell just getting to the help, able to deflect that ball. The ball went off the Cuban player. Mr. Powell really changing the pace of the game as he comes in the second from the bench.
Canada took possession with 23.2 seconds left on the game clock, so the shot clock was off. Scrub, here comes the screen from Powell. Bounce pass inside off of the screen. Oh, pretty move by Powell. Wouldn't go. It was wiped off the rim there by Javier Justiz, and it'll remain Canada ball with 1.3 left.
1.3 left. They can probably get a tip in. Let's see if we get an alley-oop here on the weak side.
Scrub got it off, but it was just short, and so the first quarter will end with Canada on top, 30-10. This is the 2015 FIBA Americas Championship Tournament, live from the Palacio de los Deportes in Mexico City. Not much to speak of statistically for Cuba. 2 of 13 from two-point range, 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. Well, they were 3 of 3 from the free throw line. Canada, meanwhile, 11 of 18 from two-point range, just 1 of 8 from three-point range, 5 of 8 from the free throw line. Canada with 19 rebounds, 7 offensive. Cuba with 11 rebounds, just 1 offensive. Canada, look at the dominating points in the paint, 18-2, 11-2 points off a fast break. Canada, no turnovers in that first quarter. Cuba with 5. Leading scorers, Andrew Wiggins with 10 for Team Canada. Bennett's got 5, Olenek has 4, Rivero has 5 for Cuba. Granda 3, and Valdez with 2. That's all their scoring. So Cuba, they've got to figure out a way to get back into this one. And if you're Coach Daniel on the Cuba bench, what are you trying to draw up over there?
Well, we can't have shooting errors. This is the best thing we can do, is get better ourselves every possession. So we're locked in at this end defensively. All right? Let's go. Let's go.
10 on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Good job, y'all.
Well, an interesting comment there at the end by Jay Triano. He said the best thing we can do right now is get better ourselves every possession down the floor and be solid defensively.
And he's exactly right. Exactly right.
Clearly, he's worried about his team losing focus in a lopsided affair as this one continues, and he wants his team to try to improve on every possession.
But as professional players, you forget the scoreboard and you keep playing the game the right way.
Now Oliva to Torres, fake the three, now bounce pass inside, intercepted. Scrub to Heslop for three, bang! Brady Heslop hits the tray ball. Canada now up 23 points, 33-10.
High percentage shot, got in transition, ran to the corner. Beautiful find by Scrub. Heslop with the second three-pointer.
Now the jumper by Torres is good. Scrub over to Nicholson. Now the lob inside to Powell. He couldn't quite handle the pass. It was a beautiful pass, but it just went off of his fingertips. That would have been a highlight reel dunk for Powell. Oliva working on Scrub. Now out to Torres, a long three. Back iron, no. Rebounded by Scrub. Flips it up ahead to Dornkamp. Now to Heslop, another three. Short. Rebounded by Justiz. Granda, his shot won't go. Rebounded by Justiz. Torres in close. He hands it underneath. The pretty reverse layup attempt won't go by Granda, but he'll go to the free throw line. The foul is going to be on Aaron Dornkamp, his first. Just the fourth foul committed in the entire game by Team Canada thus far. Free throw by Granda is good.
You want to help, but you don't want to overhelp where you forget your man. That time, Torres just got too deep, saw two defenders, and was able to kick it to a cutter.
Free throw pops out, and then what a save by Nicholson. Back taps it blindly. Powell gets it, and now another three on the way by Canada, no good. And it's going to be out of bounds to Cuba. .808 to play, second quarter. Canada with a 20-point lead. And now Guzman and Heslop tied up. They're going to get Brady Heslop on the foul. That is his first. Torres working on Nicholson now, spinning, elevating off the glass, no. Justiz the rebound, goes back up for the putback, stripped by Dornkamp, and Canada's running again. Scrub. Bounce pass to Powell, baseline jumper, yes.
Cuba has got to do a better job on defensive transition. Everybody's responsible for one man. They gotta get to their player and not allow wide open shots for Canada.
Guzman gets it over to Torres. His long jumper won't go. Dornkamp the rebound. Dornkamp going the length of the floor, lost it out of bounds. Looked like it was tipped by Cuba, but they're going to say Dornkamp lost that. And that is the first turnover of the game for Canada. Guzman on the right wing, guarded by Heslop. Over to Rivero. Now back to Oliva. 8 on the shot clock. Oliva finally getting the handle back. Now he launches the three, misses badly. Nicholson the rebound. Dornkamp for three, bang. Aaron Dornkamp gives Cuba, or rather Canada, a 25-point lead, 6:35 to play in this second quarter.
As basic as it sounds, Cuba has got to get back on transition defense, and everybody has got to get to their man.
Guzman split the defense, went up and drew the foul on Andrew Nicholson. That'll be his first. Third team foul on Canada.
Going back to that timeout where Coach Triano said we got to get better ourselves. By that he means you got to keep the effort up. You got to keep sharp passes. Make sure you get to those rebounds. Keep running your sets so we can get good shot offs, because if they get better game by game, it's going to pay off when it's going to matter most down the road.
Guzman hits the first free throw. And the second as well. 38-15 now in favor of Team Canada. Dornkamp on the left wing to Heslip. He launches another three. No good, but the rebound inside. Ejim had it, but then had it swatted away from behind by Granda. Rivero fakes the three. Gets it back. Baseline jumper left side won't go. Rebound poked around. Finally controlled by Guzman. He goes back up. No. Scrub the board. Scrub up ahead. Beautiful feed to Ejim. He's a little too close and a little too close to the defender. Yuan High T. So Canada resets. Now Powell. Little fadeaway jumper in the lane. That won't go. Got the look he wanted. Rodriguez working on Scrub. Over to Granda. Around the screen, now back to Rivero. Inside to Haiti. He shoots it up over Sacre. Now Heslip. Foul away from the ball. That's going to be on Yuan Haiti. That'll be his third. Timeout on the floor taken by Team Canada. 5:17 to play, second quarter. Canada leading 38-15 at the Palacio de los Deportes in Mexico City.
When Rob gets in here, or Rob had it on this side, and this is a thing from the edit that I didn't show yesterday. We're in a three-point game, and we're asking Rob Zachary here, and nobody's moving. He needs to have release points. If he can't get in the lane, we want him to make plays for other people. All right? He's got the ball here, and Melvin, you're here. All right? Aaron dove. Melvin, I need you to dive and find this guy, and now we have spacing. I know you can shoot this shot, but the guys that are the 2 and the 3 can't rebound the way that you can. Right? Dive, and now you're in great position. Rob shoots that shot. We have good spacing here. Shooter here. It's just, I know what you can do. You're a good shooter, but we got to put the right people in the right places. All right? We can be better. We can be better with how we execute. All right? Come on now. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's go, man.
Listen to Jay Triano. It's kind of a nice change for our English-speaking viewers to understand what's going on in the huddle. And
well, you for Coach Triano, you said it exactly. You want the right people at the right places. And that also goes for the three-point shooting. Yesterday, Canada shot 30% from the 3. Today, they're only shooting 23% from the 3. And the three-point shooting is so important at this level. So you want the right people shooting at the right time, at the right places.
Heslip for 3. That rattles out. Rebound Hustiz, and then he gets popped by Dornkamp. I beg your pardon, they're going to get Egypt. So 14 fouls on Canada, 5:05 to play, second quarter. Rodriguez on the strong take. Not sure if that was blocked or if that was an intended pass. Valdez has it, 8 to shoot. Top of the key. Now out to Rodriguez, 3 on the way, short. Rebound Scrub.
Jay Triano really rolling with the second unit. Yesterday they had a little bit of a problem in the second unit in the second quarter, so he's trying to establish a rhythm for them because bench play, huge factor here in this tournament.
Rodriguez commits the foul on Scrub. As Scrub tried to get around the screen. Just the second team foul on Cuba.
Because as we saw the first game, partner, we saw a lot of players breathing hard, down holding their knees, Rotating the players makes everybody get some minutes is key.
Sakre and Justiz battling in the lane. They're going to get Justiz on the foul. That'll be his second. Could argue that Sakre was leading with that off arm, and I think that's what Justiz's contention was.
Justiz, just a big man down low, 22 years of age. Bright prospect for this Cuban team.
Stauskas between the rings. Got Ejim on the roll. Couldn't get the shot to go. Sakre had it, and now another foul called. This one on Justiz.
The crowd doesn't like it. Justiz doesn't like it, but he definitely pushed off there with the left arm, especially because Sakre was up in the air, did not have any base. So good call by the ref.
And the foul was on the rebound, not the shot. So now 14 fouls on Cuba. 4:16 to play, second quarter. Lob inside to Stauskas. He had to sky for that one. Laid it in with the right hand.
Beautiful play draw. Started on the key, went like on a curl. Defense got caught on the screen. Nice pass and nice court awareness. One-handed, able to finish.
Back to a 25-point lead. Shot blocked by Ejim. And a foul underneath as the ball came down. It's going to be on Aaron Dornkamp. That'll be his second. Yeah, he came in to try to get that rebound away from Justiz. I beg your pardon, from Martinez.
Beautiful curl right there. Nice pass. One-handed catch. Exactly how Triano envisioned.
I'm sure Stauskas would have envisioned dunking that ball, but Martinez hits the free throw. Now Corey Joseph back on. Philip Scrub having the seat. He played over 9.5 minutes. Stauskas between the rings, getting it to Ejim. Now on the hand back to Joseph. Joseph attacking the lane. The teardrop floater, no. Ejim the rebound up off the glass, no. I think Ejim was expecting a little bit of defense to come up and ended up with a much easier shot than he thought. Ejim running the floor to Dornkamp. Now inside to Sakre. Has it blocked from behind by Justiz and a foul called. Nice ball movement by Canada, though. As you like to say, feed the big man underneath for running the floor. And that is 4 fouls on Javier Justiz. Yeah, not much question about that. So Andrew Wiggins back on in place of Aaron Dornkamp.
Well, I appreciate Justiz for not allowing Sakre to get a wide open dunk. However, now he's in foul trouble with a lot of minutes to go.
Yeah, he's going to have to sit down for a good long while. 4 fouls with 3:20 to play in the second quarter.
Again, the young man is only 22 years old. Even though you don't want to give up a basket, you also don't want to get yourself in foul trouble so early.
Sakre hits the second free throw, and it's 41-17. I believe the biggest lead of the game for Canada has been 25. Now a 3 on the way from Rodriguez. Falls over to try to draw the foul, nothing doing. Stauskas the behind the back pass to Ejim. The beautiful lay-in off of the gorgeous pass by Nick Stauskas.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, my friend. Behind the back passing is a fundamental. Those young ones out there, you got to develop that. You got to have all kinds of tools, and the behind the back is such a great one.
Now Martinez trying to work around Cubilla. Valdez, as the shot clock winds down, caught the front part of the rim, but did not go. Here comes Joseph, right wing. Working on Rodriguez, but a whistle away from the ball. Foul Yoel Kubila, his first. Both teams in the bonus now. Sacre hits the first free throw. Cuba, however, has committed 6 more fouls overall than Canada, 14-8. Canada still with just 1 turnover in the game. Cuba with 7. Sacre hits both free throws, and he will sit down as Kelly Olynyk comes back on. Good minutes by Robert Sacre. Look at the points in the paint edge, 22-2 in favor of Canada. Fast break points, 18-2 in favor of Canada. Second chance points, 10-0 in favor of Canada. Bench points, 20-6 in favor of Canada. Pretty much everything in favor of Canada, and that's been borne out on the scoreboard, 45-17. And now a spectacular block leads to the fast break by Canada. Wiggins couldn't catch the pass cleanly from Olynyk, however.
Wiggins wasn't able to catch the pass, but still so much time up in the air. He kind of like, do I catch it? Do I shoot it? Do I pass? Turnover, but you appreciate the athleticism of this young man.
Ooh, that might have been on the way down. Melvin Ejim with the block. That looked like it had gone past its peak. Now Valdez to Torres, 10 to shoot. Minute 40 to play, second quarter. Torres from outside, no. Now Canada running again. Joseph, 3-on-2. Now the defense gets back. Wiggins on the attack. Mid-range jumper, a little too strong. Tapped out of bounds. That will remain with Team Canada. 14 on the shot clock. Stauskas to Wiggins, now to Ejim, back out to Stauskas. Quick step into the lane, flips it up with a circus shot, wouldn't go, but he will go to the free throw line.
Stauskas just a strong right hand take right into the defender's body. Great rim awareness, kind of like almost I want to say a Michael Jordan flip there.
And I was just thinking of that. I wonder how many people ever even attempted that shot before Jordan started doing it. You get in trouble, you got your back to the basket, you know you're getting fouled, you just flip it up and hope it goes in.
You're absolutely right, but Mr. Stauskas being aggressive early at that 2-guard play. Canada really needs him to get going in this tournament and get a bunch of points under his belt.
Stauskas now with 8 points. A minute 10 to play, second quarter. Canada up now 30. Cuba has not scored since the 3:48 mark of this quarter. They missed there, but that time there on the putback is Yasiel Rivero. I beg your pardon, that was Yoel Kubila.
See what Canada runs here. They have a pin down for Mr. Wiggins with the flare screen. High pick and roll.
Wiggins fouled.
Keep executing. Make sure you get better. That's what Coach Triano wants them to do.
That foul was on Yoel Kubila, his second.
Don't back down. Run your sets.
Wiggins swishes the first free throw. 42.8 seconds to play in this first half. Wiggins with a great first half. 12 points, 5 rebounds. If you look at it, it's Cuba 19, Andrew Wiggins 12. Now Hustiz over to Torres. He drives on Olynyk with the left hand, tried the scoop underneath, that wouldn't go. Torres is trying to do whatever he can to get his Team Cuba teammates back into this one. He's playing as hard as anyone out there. He just doesn't have the outside shot and too much contested underneath. Now Joseph kicks it out. 3 on the way by Ejim. No. Wiggins the tip. And the second quarter is over with Canada holding a 49-19 lead. Cuba. This is the 2015 FIBA Americas Championship Tournament from the Palacio de los Deportes in Mexico City. Canada up big after one half of play. Cuba did a much better job defensively in that second quarter, holding Canada to only 19 points. However, their offense just as stagnant, putting up only 9 points in the quarter. You see Cuba there shooting 14% from two-point range, 1 of 8 from beyond the arc. Canada, a robust 51% from the floor. 3 of 15, though, from three-point range. Both teams shooting very well from the free throw line. Canada, a massive rebounding edge, 37-22, including an 11-5 edge in offensive rebounds. How about that? Canada taking care of the ball, just 2 turnovers as compared to 7 for Cuba. Not that Cuba's kicking it around. 7's pretty good through 2 quarters. As we look at the top scorers, Wiggins with 12, Stauskas 8 for Canada, Heslip with 6, Rivero leading Cuba with 5, Granda 4, Martinez with 2. Justiz 8 rebounds for Cuba. Wiggins leads Canada with 6, but we won't see Justiz for a while. He's got 4 fouls at halftime. (49-19) Canada over Cuba in this Group B preliminary round game. Glad you can be with us. Tuned in from friends watching in Canada. Exciting action in the second half. This one and for the remainder of this tournament. Victor Mansour on the call. De los Deportes in Mexico City. This is 2015 FIBA Americas Championship Tournament. Welcome back to the Palacio de los Deportes in Mexico City for the 2015 FIBA Americas Championship Tournament. Day 3 of competition, our second game of the day. Canada leading Cuba coming out of halftime 49-19. We've got 2 more games coming up today. In our evening session at 6 o'clock local time, it's Venezuela and Puerto Rico. And then at 8:30, host nation Mexico takes on Brazil. First half was all Canada. You see Steve Nash in the background, GM for Canada basketball. Getting a picture on his cell phone. Should wave to him, hey, in the background. Photobomb Steve Nash, that'd be kind of funny. Olynyk on the drive, draws the foul on Rodriguez. Wiggins now to inbound, gets it to Olynyk. Over to the opposite side to Joseph. Joseph to Stauskas, thought about the 3. Passed it off to Olynyk, baseline jumper won't go. Bennett can't get the rebound. Granda. Guzman now in the corner. Joseph on the layup. Canada leading now 51-19. Granda. Hounded by Wiggins. Now Granda with the nice drive. That won't go though, as Bennett comes away with the rebound, and now Stauskas fouled at the other end by Rivero. Third foul on Asiel Rivero. Talk about the foul trouble for Team Cuba. Rivero with 3, Haiti with 3, and Justiz with 4. Stauskas hits the free throw. Nick Stauskas hits them both. He was an 86% free throw shooter in 73 games with the 76ers last year.
It's a natural stroke, a pure shooter. Good to see him out here and scoring in bunches.
Guzman misses. Here comes Canada back the other way. Joseph gets away from Rodriguez. Bounce pass. Tried to get it to Stauskas in the corner for the open three-pointer, but it got kicked out of bounds by Cuba. Now the lob to Bennett. Right hand layup goes in, and it's 55-19.
Bennett, a tough matchup down low. The ability to be so athletic, catch it, and the finish.
Now Rivero splits the defense and goes up with the left hand and lays it in. Bennett from the corner for three, no. Stauskas at the other end goes up and jams it home with two hands on the fast break. And Canada leads by 36, 57-21.
Cuba still yet to address the issue of getting back in transition.
Three-pointer short, caught underneath by Haiti. And Cuba retains possession. Haiti goes up strong, banks it in. Nice job by Bennett there to avoid the foul. Haiti a little too strong on the move. Stauskas for three, no. Joseph the back tap, Olynyk the rebound. Goes up and around Haiti and lays it in. Rodriguez coming up the right side. Now Granda the pretty move. Reverse layup, scoops with the right hand and in. Granda with a highlight reel bucket there. Now Stauskas the drop pass to Bennett. That goes out of bounds.
You line up the players right here. 4 players in one line. Corey Joseph going through.
Stauskas the open three. That rolls off.
If you're Cuba, that's too easy. One pass for the wide open shot on an out of bounds play. Quite sure you can match up better.
Rodriguez left side working on Joseph. Now the bounce pass into Rivero. He's working on Olynyk. Into the lane, Olynyk. There's the hockey heritage of Canada. Kind of checked him through the lane there. He's going to draw the foul. That's going to be 3 on Kelly Olynyk.
And if you're Cuba, that's what you're looking for. Go down low, try to get close to the basket, play hard. They got a scoop last time with Haiti. This time they get fouled with Rivero. Keep going close to the basket.
Free throw by Rivero up and in. Rivero hits them both. Cuba has never led in this game. Canada's biggest lead, 36 points.
Cuba going to a 3-2 zone.
Bennett has it blocked inside. Granda around the screen by Rivero. He attacks Olynyk. Olynyk blocks that shot rather easily. He didn't even have to leave his feet. Stauskas up ahead to Bennett. Beautiful dish and the dunk by Bennett.
Coming down the court with his head high. Mr. Stauskas able to find Bennett just underneath the basket.
Well, that was like a quarterback hitting an open receiver with a laser beam over the middle. Now a three on the way by Haiti is no good. Stauskas running the floor again. Joseph to the corner, attacks, lays it in. That's too easy. Haiti had to get out of the way because he had 3 fouls. He couldn't pick up his 4th with Justiz on the bench with 4.
And Corey Joseph just so aggressive, going right at the heart of the defender. That's what you want.
Granda gives it up to Rivero, who hits the 3-pointer. So Rivero's starting to come to life in the second half. He leads Cuba with 12 points. Bennett working on Rivero. Quick spin move in the lane. That won't go. The rebound underneath. I think that's going to be on Olynyk.
And if you're Jay Triano, you appreciate that Cuba has gone to the zone. That way, you get the flow a little bit. They did not see that too much yesterday against Argentina. They get to see it for the first time. See how this first unit of them adapts to it.
Olynyk now with 4 fouls. Nobody else on Team Canada with more than 2. So Olynyk stays in for the time being. And now Stauskas and Guzman tied up along the baseline. That's going to be on Stauskas. His second foul.
And my partner, something important to point out here is that we got 5 teams in each group. The 5th team is gonna stay behind. And the team, let's say for example, you have beaten the 5th team. That win will not carry on to the second round. I don't know if I put it the best way.
Nope, understand. That was a 2-pointer. You saw the official initially put his hand up for 3, but then realized the feet of Valdez were on the line, corrected himself and said it was only a 2. So the lead down to 29. Valdez left wing to Rivero. Rivero thought about the long 3, got it over to Guzman. Back to Valdez. Shoots, has a shot blocked by Wiggins. Rivero ends up with it. Pretty move by Rivero. He's got 14 now. Rivero leading all scorers with 14 for Cuba. Now Joseph feeding Olynyk inside. Wiggins, top of the key, and he's held on the drive by Lisman Valdez. 2:44 to play, third quarter. Canada leading 63-36. Uniskel Molina now comes on for Yasser Rodriguez. Cuba going a little bigger.
What a privilege for Mr. Triano, though. The 2 bigs that just stepped out, Olynyk and Bennett, 2 NBA players. Now Nicholson and Sakura coming in, also 2 NBA players. So that's an advantage.
3-pointer is good by Wiggins. He's got 15 now. Valdez on the left side to Guzman, to Rivero. He was expecting the player to roll, but I think he got held up, and so the foul called on Andrew Nicholson.
Those type of plays happen a lot in practice. At the games, though, you got referees, and they saw it.
So Guzman pops from just inside the 3-point line. That's no good. Rebound Stauskas. Stauskas has his pass swatted back at him. Now Sakura on the block left side. Pass just about intercepted by Molina. Wiggins to the glass, but no. Now Sakura running the floor. He prevents the easy layup, but therefore the follow is Lisvan Valdez.
But Guzman did the right thing. He attacked the rim and was able to do the reverse, protecting himself, and that way Sacre now able to get to it.
Molina now on the left side. Valdez between the rings. Valdez attacks. Has to get it out to Molina. 3 to shoot. He's got to put it up. Does from inside the left elbow. Banks no good. Rebound Sacre. Joseph up the left side. He goes all the way and lays it in. Nice take by Corey Joseph.
And Corey Joseph, just a key piece to this Canada team. So many years in the NBA already, almost like a veteran on this squad. They need him to run the show as he's been doing today.
3 on the way by Rivero. Bang! Asiel Rivero's having himself a game. 17 points now, 20 seconds to play in this third quarter. Cuba trailing by 30, but Rivero really shining in this one.
I think he has shown the ability to shoot from the outside. Canada's got to step out and make sure he puts the ball on the ground.
Joseph calls for the screen from Sacre. They turn it over. Shot as time expires. Misses right. But the third quarter will end with Canada up 30, 71-41. This is the 2015 FIBA Americas Championship Tournament, live from the Palacio de los Deportes in Mexico City. Cuba having by far its best scoring quarter with 22 points. Actually matched up with Canada in that third quarter. Cuba still not shooting very well from the floor. 11 of 42 from 2-point range, 3 of 15 from 3-point range. 25% overall, 3 of 14 from beyond the arc for 21%. See Rivero leading all scorers with 17. Wiggins has 15 for Canada. Canada, meanwhile, 43% overall from the floor, 21 of 39 from 2-point range, 5 of 21 for 24% from 3-point range.
Then look for gaps. All right, if we go short corner, we give it. You look for your partner diving and then weak side. All right, we can't stand and watch.
Don't forget, you can get all of the tournament information at americas2015.com. You can follow us on social media as well, on Instagram and Twitter at FIBA. We're also on Facebook. Plenty of great highlights, recaps, tons of pictures, information about your favorite teams and players. I invite you to join the conversation on social media. And a great catch and shoot there, but then pulled off the rim nicely by Andrew Nicholson. Glad you can be with us. Craig Feda and Victor Mansour on the call on this one. Sacre goes up, he's fouled. And we've got a lot of people watching in Canada right now. Glad you can be with us. Sacre will go to the free throw line. That's 3 fouls on Valdez.
Sacre, an interesting piece, an agile big man. Yesterday had a tough job to try to match up against Luis Escola, who had a tremendous game. However, Sacre, if you can bring that energy and agility off the bench along with Powell, and to go along with the bigs, the talented bigs that Canada have, that can be a big factor.
Sacre came in yesterday and slowed down Scola briefly for a time. Slowed him down a little bit, but nothing was going to stop Luis Scola yesterday. Granda hitting for 3.
Cuba really picking and popping right now. They're creating some space. They're addition to the big men on the outside. Canada's got to step up.
Foul called on Valdez, and now he has 4. Scrub.
Cuba still in that
Heslop.
3-2 zone.
Dornkamp. Now Nicholson. Here comes the screen from Nicholson. Heslop. The 20-footer rolls off. Rebound inside Dornkamp. He goes back up, banks it in with the right hand. And Canada up by 31. Their biggest lead of the game has been 36. Now Granda on the attack, and the wild shot draws the foul. That'll be on Aaron Dornkamp, and that'll be the 3rd on him. See Jay Triano talking to his bench.
Granda just turned the corner there with the left hand take. If you're Canada, you don't want to give no gaps. You want to stay in front of the offensive player. And if you get beaten, you want to try to get some help. That time, Dornkamp got called for the block.
Free throw short by Granda. It's only the 2nd free throw missed by Cuba in this game. They had been 10 of 11 to that point.
Cuba, who is a National Federation president, is Mr. Ruperto Herrera. He'll be here in the next upcoming days, and he has been this year indicated to the FIBA Hall of Fame alongside Mr. Michael Jordan.
Scrub for the long 3 from the left wing. Yes! Philip Scrub from long range. Gets the lead back to 33, 78-45. Valdez trying to get in past Scrub. Good defense. Scrub forces him all the way under the bucket. And now Granda on the move, goes up. And gets it knocked out of bounds. Guzman will come on to replace Valdez. And there you see that 3-pointer. Catch and shoot off the inbound, no good by Yasser Rodriguez, and here comes Canada back the other way. Dornkamp, just about shuffled his feet there. Now Scrub into the lane, out to Heslop. His 3-pointer, yes! Brady Heslop in this tournament has had it stuck on auto.
That one's all the way from Ontario. As a good friend will say, and no hesitation. He's very comfortable at the 3-point line.
Now Rivero up. His shot won't go. Dornkamp the rebound. Rivero with 17 points. Heslop with 9. Wiggins and Stauskas each with 15 for Canada. No one else in double figures for Cuba. That foul for Cuba on Guzman.
Nice drive and dish by Scrub. Found his shooter. Pass right on the money. Easy catch and shoot for Mr. Heslop.
As you say, Heslop has no hesitation when he catches that ball.
Just a pure shooter. And when you have a guy like that on your team, it makes that the defense has always step up. Got to keep an eye on him, creating spacing, creating gaps for other players.
83-45, 7.5 minutes to play in this one. Rodriguez around the screen by Justiz, who has finally gotten back in the game with those 4 fouls. Scrub. And a travel by Scrub before the shot. Tried to go around the screen by Sacre. You look at it here. Yeah, he hit down with that left foot before we got the pass off. So a good call by the officials. And again, outstanding officiating in this tournament. Every time we've gone to a replay, far more often than not, we've seen the exact perfect call. I don't think they've missed anything major in the games that we've done.
And it's important to point that out. When somebody's doing a good job, you want to praise them. And the referees so far in the 3 days of competition have been on top of their games and allowing players just to focus in playing the game and not be concerned with the calls.
Well, as you say, when people do a good job, you want to praise them. I want to praise you, partner, jumping in here and doing these games, doing an outstanding job breaking it down from a former player and coach's point of view.
I appreciate you, my friend. We're here having fun. We're very lucky to have this kind of tournament in front of us. And the best thing is, we're not even halfway yet.
Yeah. Granda's layup attempt won't go. And if you think about the scope of this tournament, this is probably one of the biggest and best tournaments anywhere in the world.
Absolutely. The players that we have out on the court right now speak for themselves.
Talk about North and South America. There's probably 25 players in this tournament that either have current or former NBA experience. Now a nice feed inside to Powell. He elevates, jams it home with two hands, and Cuba now trails Canada 87-45. 42-point lead. A beautiful play off of the inbounds, and Powell went up and just powered that home.
Again, I spoke about this young man in the first half, but I really appreciate, it's almost like a privilege. You have a big man so athletic that can run the court, deflect shots on the defensive end, and able to finish above the rim on the offensive end. A great weapon, a great card to have if you're Triano, of having him come off the bench.
Granda, hounded by Dornkamp. Now he takes it into the lane, gives it up to Hustiz. He goes up and jams it home with the left hand.
We haven't seen Hustiz in a long while.
No, we haven't.
4 fouls, but
his first 2 points of the game. And now a foul called against Cuba. That will be on Karol Guzman. And that's 5 team fouls against Cuba. Scrub to the line. He plays for AEK Athens.
And playing such a big position in the game, that point guard position, where you have to be able to find your teammates, know who to give the ball to and what time. At the same time, be aggressive. You need to have the defender respect your game. So Scrub and Corey Joseph play a key part in this Canada team.
Rodriguez, Jitterbug moved to his left, and now a foul away from the ball. I think they're going to get Heslip. That'll be his third foul. Rodriguez off the inbound pass. Right side to Granda. Feeding Hustiz. Working on Powell. He turns and shoots. That rolls off the back of the rim. Rebound inside by Rivero, up and in. How about Rivero? What a game he's having. He's got 19 now.
Sending a message.
He's got high point honors for the game so far. Heslip, he drives. The scoop layup blocked by Hustiz. I've actually seen Heslip shoot in more traffic from 3. I thought he was going to launch that one as soon as he caught it. Now Hustiz up again with the left hand and jams it home. Dunks on back-to-back possessions by Javier Hustiz.
And if you're Cuba, even though you can go down 0-3 today, you want to make sure that Hustiz keeps getting the ball down low so he can keep getting better. And hopefully in future tournaments, he can even be a bigger piece than what he's doing here.
And just like that, after dunks on back-to-back possessions, Hustiz picks up his 5th foul and has to sit down for the remainder of this one with 4:20 to play in the game.
Well, the little minutes he played when he came back here with the 4 fouls, at least he made his presence felt. Backing people up down low, just a big body.
Howell misses the first free throw, the lead 37. Howell swishes the second, and it's 89-51. Most points scored in the tournament so far. Argentina scored 91 against Puerto Rico on the opening day. Puerto Rico matched that score against Cuba yesterday. I think Canada may beat 91 points today. You know what, I beg your pardon, Argentina scored 94 against Canada yesterday, so either way, I think Canada will hit the 94-point mark. There they get it to 92 on the three-pointer by Scrub. 92-51, back up to a 41-point lead. Rodriguez tries to get it inside. It's denied rudely by Powell. Ball went out of bounds. It will remain with Cuba. Just about 3.5 minutes to play in this one. Want to remind you that coming up at 6 o'clock local time, that is 6 o'clock Central Time in North America, it's Venezuela and Puerto Rico. Then at 8:30 local time, host nation Mexico taking on Brazil. Mexico, they won their opener against the Dominican Republic on Monday, then sat idle yesterday. And it'll be interesting to see how Mexico matches up against Brazil. Brazil lost their opener to Uruguay in a bit of an upset, 71-57, and then came back strong against the Dominican Republic last night, winning 71-65. So Mexico, which looked very strong in its opener against the Dominican, will have a good test ahead of them in Brazil tonight at 8:30. Hope you can be with us for the evening games. A lot of great basketball ahead of us yet tonight and throughout the rest of this tournament. We invite you to follow along on the official tournament website, americas2015.com. You can follow the stats for the games on FIBALivestats.com. Follow us on social media as well, Instagram and Twitter at FIBA, and on Facebook as well. Game recaps, highlights, pictures, pretty much everything you can possibly imagine.
Well, I think it's pretty safe to say that Canada is going to walk out with the win today. However, if Cuba does not qualify for the second phase, this Canadian win will not be carried on to the second round. But as Coach Triano mentioned in the second quarter on a timeout, we got to keep getting better ourselves. And that's what they did. They kept their composure. They kept running their sets. They played the game with the right mentality. So even though this win might not carry on, it is a huge confident builder for this Canadian team.
Powell hits both free throws on the unsportsmanlike by Rivero. That's 4 fouls on Rivero. Bounce pass inside up to Ejim, and he goes up and flushes it home with 2 hands. 96-52, 2:55 to play in the game. Now Guzman to Granda. Granda, the scoop right hand move underneath, wouldn't go. Now Scrub. One hand pass to Heslip for 3. Bang!
So easy for Mr. Heslip.
Brady Heslip will hit those with people in his face. You leave him open like that, he will absolutely torture you. Rodriguez gets Heslip to fly on by. Pops the jumper. Nice move by Yasser Rodriguez.
Nice move is right.
Canada now with the high point game for the tournament with 99. Let's see if they can get over the 100-point mark. 2:01 to play. I feel fairly confident that they'll be able to do that.
Well, as we see the cruise light advertised, once they get to 100, there won't be no cruise light, but you appreciate Canada playing the game all the way to the end.
3 players in double figures for Canada, Wiggins and Stauskas with 15 apiece. Heslip now with 12. Rivero leading all scorers with 20 for Cuba. There's Rivero. Just about has it poked away by Powell. Gets it back. 8 to shoot. Rivero taking it himself. Skies with the left hand, won't go. Rebound to Egypt.
Rivero just a brave young man.
Scrub on the right side now, minute 30 to play. As Ejim and Valdez sparring underneath the bucket. Foul called.
Last possession for Canada. They put two bigs on the free throw line. Look to post up their three-man. If not, they get a three-point shot from Mr. Hillips coming off the double screen.
Ejim will go to the free throw line. The foul was on Lisvan Valdez, and that was his fifth. There's point number 100 for Team Canada.
And in some arenas, they yell pizza. This one, they might yell Coors Light.
At home, we hear tacos and cheeseburgers.
I guess those can all go together.
Yeah. Molina into the game now for Cuba. Rivero. Nice job on the feed to Cubilla. Rivero is having himself a monster game. Went on the attack. He very easily could have elevated and tried to dunk that, but he gave it up to his teammate underneath, and Cubilla got the easy 2 points, and he's got 4. That foul was on Yasiel Rivero. That'll be his fifth, and his night is done. A fine game, though, for Yasiel Rivero.
He was able to see that Canada was going to go for the lob. Hard foul, but as he walked off the floor, he made sure he complimented Mr. Powell, said, excuse me for the foul, and everything is all good.
Rivero finishing with 20 points and 7 rebounds for Cuba. Powell's free throw falls through. Rivero 7 of 13 from the floor, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 2 blocked shots. Second free throw no good for Powell. And it goes out of bounds to Cuba. 50 seconds to play. Canada going to come away with a lopsided win in this one. Guzman gets it to Haiti. Again, we'd like to remind you that coming up after the three-pointer by Granda, beg your pardon, that was Haiti. Coming up at 6 o'clock local time, 6 o'clock Central Time in North America, it's Venezuela and Puerto Rico. Then at 8:30, the host nation Mexico takes on Brazil. Heslop misses the, I'm sure what he would consider an easy running layup. He'll hit threes with people in his face, and he's got to be perplexed as to how he missed that one. 101-59, 7 seconds to play. Will Cuba take a final shot? Rodriguez on the drive, out to Guzman for 3. Not sure if Powell got a piece of that, but it missed badly, and so the final score is going to be Canada 101, Cuba 59. Canada started off the game just like they finished it. 30 points in the fourth quarter, 30 points in the first quarter. So Canada gets its first win in group play. They move to 1-1. Cuba falls to 0-3. This is the 2015 FIBA Americas Championship Tournament, live from the Palacio de los Deportes in Mexico City. Craig Feda and Victor Mancher, glad you could be with us. Let's take a look at some of the final statistics as you see Canada outscoring Cuba at 30-18 in that fourth quarter. Cuba just 16 of 56 from two-point range, 5 of 20 from three-point range, 12 of 15 from the free throw line. Overall, 28% from the floor. Canada, meanwhile, 35 of 73 for 48%. 9 of 26 from beyond the arc for 35%. 22 of 31 from the free throw line for 71% there. Canada, massive rebounding edge, 58-42. 29-14 on the assists. Both teams really took good care of the ball. 7 turnovers for Cuba, just 5 for Canada in 40 minutes of basketball. That's outstanding care taken by both teams in this game. You see the top scorers. Rivero leading all scorers with 20. Wiggins and Stauskas with 15 for Canada. Canada had 3 players in double figures. Beg your pardon, they had 4 as Howell finished with 10. Dornkamp, 9 rebounds for Team Canada. Here you see 3 players fouling out for Cuba. Canada's bench outscored Cuba 50-20. Points in the paint. Massive edge again for Canada, 46-26. And the fast break points, 36-4 in favor.
30 Well, my friend, Canada just way too athletic, just too much depth in their roster. They took it to Cuba from the first minute all the way to the end. They were able to mix it up. They went inside. They were able to get some layups and transitions, also some wide open threes. I like to see the confidence of this young Canadian team come out in a game like this. They had a tough start yesterday against Argentina. They get the win today. They go to 1-1, and now see if they can get rolling off the bench. Cuba, if you're 0-3, you could have one game left in which you see if you can qualify the second phase. But you like them to get it out, even though the score doesn't show. They gave everything they could with the Cubans.
Canada next takes on Venezuela tomorrow at 6 o'clock local time. Americas Championship live from the City.
Tactile, solar, revolutionary, TISO T-Touch Expert Solar, TISO, tactile, solar, revolutionary, TISO T-Touch Expert Solar, TISO.